What's up, guys? Sorry for the delay for today's video, but let's get started. Got one here from HL Talk That Thought, where we're discussing one woman's post-divorce chaos. It's a doozy. Let's get into it.
Judgment entered, status domestic partnership ends 10/10/2024. I'm officially nobody's wife anymore. I am divorced. I never thought I would see the day where I'm divorced. I did it. I finally let go. I finally did it. I finally filed the papers. I filed the papers on October 3rd, and this got done in less than a week. I finally did it, you guys. After almost 8 years of saying I was gonna do it, I finally did it. And as much as it hurts, and as much as it's so heartbreaking, I'm so ready for what's to come. But I'm officially divorced.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I could tell you she's in California, and a divorce doesn't take like a week here. I know because I divorced in California. The minimum period of time from paperwork being filed to a judge signing off on it and being done is 6 months. There's no before that. I've never heard of a case to where they've got it done before that, unless you're doing like an annulment or something, but she's talking 8 years. There's no annulment going on. So I'm calling bullshit on a chunk of her story here, just on that alone, starting off with a lie, but I'm not surprised. But she's basically got this triumph cry of I am divorced, and it's almost poetic because after 8 years of partnership, she's calling it empowerment. The truth isn't about freedom, it's about validation, and modern feminism teaches women that walking away from a marriage is a badge of honor, even if it means shattering the family. You know, she's claiming she's ready for what's to come next, but I think she's going to have a harsh reality. It's a bleak dating market where divorced single moms are competing against younger child-free women. Don't forget the ex-husband who likely paid for this independence through emotional and financial tolls. You know, we know that 70% of divorces are initiated by women, often citing this vague dissatisfaction, yet men are holding the financial and legal burden with courts skewed towards female interests. And this isn't empowerment, it's just entitlement disguised as progress.
My dating life update as a 35 divorced a single mom. I went back on Facebook dating, and when I tell you men are not men no more, they are in their feminine energy because all the men want to be chased. They want you to message them first. They want you to be the one that's interested, and then they want to be all nonchalant and not give you no effort. Like, honey, I have a good job, a decent credit score. Yes, I'm a single mom, but I'm a good woman. I know I'm a prize, regardless of whatever men try to say about women that have kids. I'm not going to just be like, yes, you're talking to me, you're God's green gift, or like you're God's gift to women. Absolutely not, okay? But I will say this. I used to be the type of woman that would only talk to one guy at the same time. But this time, when I went back on Facebook dating, I said I was going to talk to several different people at the same time and date and see what I do and what I don't like so that I don't have expectations and I don't get my hopes up and I don't get my feelings hurt. So if you're a divorcee and you're out there, like, see what's out there. Don't just put all your ducks or all your eggs in one row, okay? Was that the saying? You get what I was trying to say. Don't put everything in one basket and see what's out there, okay? I love you guys, and I'll keep you guys updated. Bye.
She's on Facebook dating at 35, complaining about men and their feminine energy. Drizzle, lady. And here's the irony. Men aren't chasing her because they've realized the game is rigged. And she's 35, and she's got a bunch of kids on top of that. You know, she's talking about her job, her credit score, and being a good woman, like applying for a bank loan. But the harsh reality is her dating market value isn't what it was at 25. I don't even think at 25 it's what she thought it was. Men want peace and compatibility, not someone else's financial and emotional baggage. You know, her solution is date multiple people to avoid expectations. I think she was hoping to ride a carousel like she sees probably all her friends do. But translation, she's hedged her bets while demanding men to cater to her every whim. That ain't gonna work. You know, this entitlement's why men are checking out of dating altogether and seeking partners in cultures where traditional values still exist.
You guys thought my baby daddy, estranged husband Carlos, was a piece of work before. Let me tell you what he did this morning. I finally saved up enough money for a new bed frame and a new bed for my kids so that they can have a new bed because obviously they wear pull-ups still and they pee on the bed, right? So I'm constantly having to scrub out the pee stains, right? So I was so happy because today I was going to go pay for the furniture set, right? And guess what happens? My car stalls out. So then I call a mechanic and he was like, oh, it's probably going to be like $800 and all this stuff. But my ex, Carlos, he's a mechanic. So then I swallow my pride and then I text this man like, hey, I need your help. It's about my car. Like, I was literally gonna treat him like a mechanic. Like, how much would you charge me? Is this an accurate rate? Just talk about the car that gets his kids from A to B. This man didn't answer the phone and then had the audacity to just say, what happened? And then when I said it's about my car, he didn't even respond. Like, it's one thing to be a deadbeat to your kids, but like, dang, like, you can't even help me out with my car? Like, I don't ask you for nothing else, and if I'm swallowing my pride because I don't want to not buy our kids a new bedroom set, and now I have to literally not buy it because now I have to take care of my car, and it's just not fair. It's just not fair.
Well, first and foremost, with the buying a new bedroom set, okay, fine. But you're buying it because pee stains, kids are still wearing pull-ups and potty training, whatever it is. Look, the mattress solution is easy. Put a mattress cover on it. I did for my daughter when she was first learning to potty train. And I'm sure a lot of other parents have done the same thing or had a mattress that had some type of cover that wouldn't be affected by this. That's made for kids. And she's talking about she's got multiple kids this is going on. So anybody, I only have one child at this point, but anybody I believe who's had multiple kids, you raise your first child to your third child to your last child is a night and day difference. Anybody can correct me on that one if I'm wrong, but I know like your first child, you're like, oh my God, every little thing might freak you out. To your third child, you're like, whatever, because you've learned all this stuff as you go on, because, you know, raising kids is a learning process. Anyways, let's get off this high horse and address what she's really pissing and moaning about, what she's mad that her ex won't fix her car. So basically, she divorces him, trashes him online, and still expects free labor. Her entitlement's just off the chart. And her ex owes her nothing, yet she still leans on him because she realized being a single mom isn't as glamorous as Instagram makes it seem. And for guys, take this as a warning. The second you're out of a relationship, you're a villain unless you keep playing savior. You know, modern family laws enforce this mentality. Women are given custody, child support, and the upper hand in nearly every legal dispute, and yet they still act like victims when men refuse to bow down. And this guy is smart for keeping his boundaries. You can't let your ex guilt trip you into being her plan B while she moves on.
To whoever sends my TikToks to my baby daddy, my estranged husband, Carlos, I need you to report the facts correctly, because I just try to talk to him because our son's birthday is next week, and all he cared about was whatever you guys are telling him that I'm saying, telling me defamate or slander and all these things. Our son's birthday is next week, and I was trying to come to an agreement so that he could see his son next week, and so he could actually say happy birthday and spend time with him, because his son actually wants to see him. And all he kept telling me was about how TikTok this and this, TikTok that, and all the lies that I say on here, when it's crazy, guys, because the last time I checked, everything that I said, I don't know if that's actually true. So let me break it down to you. There is an alleged side chick that allegedly wrote me and told me that she was seeing him and that she was pregnant, and she showed me proof, allegedly, but I never posted it because I didn't know if it was true or not. And I've said that on my lives, and I've said that several times, that I didn't know if it was true or not. I never said it was factual. I never posted it in a video. And meanwhile, I'm trying to talk to him about his son and his daughter and about child support, and he keeps lying and saying that I'm receiving child support through the child support, which is not true, and all this false narrative stuff. And honestly, all I was trying to talk to him was about his son's birthday. So do me a favor, guys. If you're gonna report back to him, report back right. I never said factual. I said allegedly. But it's fine. Like always, my kids are the ones that get pushed to the side.
Airing her dirty laundry on TikTok while complaining about people twisting her words. And here's a thought: don't put it online in the first place. This is the epitome of the modern social media culture, seeking validation by broadcasting personal drama. You know, she talks about the alleged side chick and child support like she's narrating a soap opera. You know, meanwhile, her kids are the real victims here, caught in a toxic cycle of parental bickering. And guys, take this as a cautionary tale. Avoid women who live online. They'll weaponize social media against you, drag your name through the mud for likes and sympathy. And the court system already isn't in your favor. Don't give them more ammo.
I'm just going to say this once. The internet is a very fickle place. As much as followers as you can have, there's people that are mean and hateful like this. I'm missing Carlos too. Why, Carlos? Why? Why do you think it's okay to make fun of somebody and say that I missed my ex when I'm literally upset about the way he's okay with being an inconsistent father and not there every single day? And another thing, you guys saying, why can't he just take him to church himself? He doesn't go to church. Why can't you do this? And why can't you do that? And why can't you do this? Why can't Carlos come up with his own schedule or have suggestions himself? Why do I always have to be the one to do everything? Why can't he suggest to me a schedule? Oh, wait, let me tell you why. Because he's okay with just his Saturdays. Because it's his kids that miss him, not him missing his kids. Let's clarify that real quick.
The more complaining about Carlos and not doing enough. You know what I get out of this is that she's pissed he moved on. Her whole demeanor changed when she found out, in a sense, he had a side chick. Well, you're divorced, so there's no side chick there, unless that was a side chick before the divorce. She's wanting him to take the initiative, plan schedules, and be a better father. Basically, like if he was there and they were married. Doesn't work that way anymore, sorry. I'm sure he's trying to get time with the kids, and you can tell by the way she's acting, explains probably why he's not getting the time with the kids. I mean, she's demanding perfection from this guy she clearly doesn't respect. And ladies, you can't demand a man to step up while tearing him down at every opportunity. And guys, this is why you avoid women with unresolved bitterness. They'll sabotage co-parenting efforts and blame you for everything. And fatherless homes are linked to higher rates of behavioral issues, incarceration, and poverty, and yet family courts make it nearly impossible for fathers to be involved. And Carlos is likely dealing with systemic roadblocks while being demonized online.
Amount of you that love to tell me that I'm still in love with my estranged husband, my baby daddy Carlos, it's really sad how many of you guys think that I would be that pathetic to still be in love with that man. But let me break it down for you. The reason why I get so upset about him not being a father and why I push him so hard to be a father is because I didn't have a dad. I actually grew up with an alcoholic father from when I was a baby till when I was 18 years old when my dad stopped drinking. So my best memory of my father is him walking into our house and me dancing to Janet Jackson's All For You, and I was practicing for my dance recital and him going, "Let's dance, mija, let's dance," and us dancing for 2-3 minutes before he went to go get something else to drink. So of course I want my kids to have better memories with their father than I did. My dad ended up being like the best grandpa to my kids, but for me, he was not a father. So if you ask yourself why I push so hard and why I get emotional, is because I don't want my kids to grow up with the emotional issues that I did, the daddy issues that I did. It's that simple. It's not that deep.
Now it all makes sense. She's got daddy issues. And she admits her emotional baggage stems from her own absent father. And the irony, instead of breaking this cycle, she's perpetuating it by creating drama with her kids' dads. And her rant highlights as a deeper problem: women projecting unresolved trauma onto men, using kids as a pawn in the process. And guys, avoid partners when untreated emotional wounds. It's not your job to fix them, and it rarely ends well. And she said something about somebody with the comment of, "You're still in love with your husband or ex-husband," and she's like, "No, that's all you're talking about is him, and trying to rope his attention back to you and away from everything else." I mean, if you had a successful dating life, I'm willing to bet you'd be talking more about that than what your ex-husband's doing.
Here goes out to my baby daddy Carlos and to his girlfriend Vanessa. If you are not them, you do not need to watch this scroll away. Okay, so I give up, Carlos. I literally give up. Like, I see now that you're a deadbeat dad for reals, and that you literally you've abandoned your kids and you don't want. But the weirdest part is you don't block my number. Why you don't block my number, I don't understand. So let me just break it down to you. I reached out to you because our daughter, who literally is autistic level 1 to 2, has a pending diagnosis for ADD, has all these learning disabilities or whatever, and she, out of her own mouth, said, "Is my dad going to come to my award ceremony?" And she never remembers anything, but she remembered that memory of you, right? So then that made me feel some type of way, and because I was fine, I was at peace with this whole entire situation, but that made me feel some type of way that she could remember that about you, and then you don't even respond, you don't answer, you don't text back, nothing, right? Okay, you don't respond, nothing back, right? Our kids could literally be in the hospital, hurt. You don't answer the phone, you don't answer the text messages. All you have to do is say, "What are you calling for?" Like, you act like I entertain you on the phone talking about anything other than our kids, okay? Okay, number 2, Miss Vanessa. I don't know where you got this whole notion that me and you are beefing, and that you had to go and put on your Facebook that I'm trying to envenenar people against you, and that, in your religious post, of like, God's gonna fight my battles for me. God bless the person that talks negatively and tries to spread lies about me and blah, blah, blah. You think God's gonna bless somebody that is sleeping next to a person who literally abandoned his kids, who doesn't call his kids, who abandoned his kids to be with you? A man that pays his child support when he feels like it, pays less child support than what he's supposed to, never calls his kids, never picks up his kids, even though I do not keep his kids from him, okay? You sleep next to a man who abandoned his children that he had in marriage, babe. In marriage. You think God's gonna bless you? Do you think that that's how it works? You think God just hands out willy-nilly blessings to people that are with bad people? That's not how that works, babe. That's not how that works. But I don't understand how you could sit there and act like a wolf in sheep's clothing yourself. Try to come at me and try to be like, oh, I want us to be cool, and then talk all this negativity about him and his family, and then when I bring it up to him and I bring it up to his mom or to his sister, then you want to act like you didn't say nothing. But me and you know, and you're lucky that I deleted those messages off my phone, because I know it's illegal in California to record conversations. So I knew that it was better for me to delete those conversations, but instead of letting myself, when I get upset and worked up like this, to upload them, okay? So you won, babe. You can have Carlos to yourself. You don't want him. It's apparent. You don't want him in my kid's life, even though those kids came before you and in a marriage, babe, in a marriage. But you win. You win. You don't want him in their lives, you win. I'm not gonna bother him, whatever. But since you and Carlos and everybody and their mamas watches and stalks my TikToks, and instead of you guys coming on here and telling your side of the story, you run and post stuff on Facebook, go ahead and post on Facebook, babe. Because at least I say it with my chest, and at least, yes, I look a little crazy. I look like I'm crashing out because I'm literally on 2 hours of sleep. Because literally right now, last night, one of my kids got hurt. One of my daughters got hurt. I had to call the ambulance. Literally just spent 8 hours in the freaking Kaiser hospital. Had to come to 2 parent-teacher conferences. Haven't ate nothing. It's almost 2 o'clock, and I still have to take one of my kids to therapy, and I do that all by myself. And I know I'm not the first and not the last, but I'm just telling you right now, Vanessa, God is not gonna bless nothing, babe, nothing. And the fact that you lay up next to a man knowing that he's not there for his kids, and you think that that's cute?
I guarantee you talk to Carlos, you will get a completely different story. I guarantee it 1 million. The person that's keeping the kids out of Carlos's life is her, 100%. Here she is attacking Carlos's new girlfriend, Vanessa, I think it is, for her being with a deadbeat dad. And let's break this down. If Vanessa's fine with Carlos, that's her choice. If he's a deadbeat dad, but I don't think he is. By airing all of this online, that's just bitterness in disguise, and I wish they would use this shit in child custody cases to show how mentally deranged and unstable she is. Guys, once things go south, everything you do or don't do just becomes ammo against you. She's not mad at Carlos, she's mad he's moved on without her.
If you're in your 20s or in your early 30s and you don't have kids yet, and you think that you want to date somebody else's baby daddy, I'm here to tell you that it's literally a threat on your life to do something like that, because you will literally waste years of your life. Not only that, what if you mess around and then become a baby mama yourself? You are a unicorn, sweetheart. You have the world at your feet. Go travel the world. Go search for a man somewhere else. Don't search for somebody's deadbeat baby daddy, or a baby daddy that makes it look like he's a good dad and then he's not. I'm so tired of seeing all my 20 and up girls, even my early 30s, with no kids, suffering over a man that has 2, 3, 4 kids. You need to be living your life. I know sometimes we look at our moms and we say, oh, we want that family, and who cares if he has 2 or 3 kids and 2 or 3 baby mamas? No. I need you to hear me when I say this. You will, if your relationship ends and you fall in love, that man will not care about you because he has a distraction. He has his kids. And I'm not saying that kids are a distraction, but men will leave you and then say, I'm going to just be so involved with my kids. It doesn't matter. And then you're left as a single person with no kids to pick that all up. And you're going to feel so empty inside. I swear to you, I know what I'm telling you. As a big sister or big aunt or whatever, don't do it. It is a threat on your life. Stay single and look for a man that has no kids.
So the only clip that I could finally say she gives some sort of decent advice on, which is avoid dating men with kids if you don't have any yourself. Now, I would say dating a man with kids is going to be far better versus dating a woman with kids. But if you're chasing after, say, a guy or a woman, either way, this can go either way, that has multiple kids from multiple baby mamas, multiple baby daddies, and you're thinking that's the one, what you're seeing from that past right there is definitely going to tell you what to expect out of that relationship. With that, I could say that's a good advice of avoiding it. But just avoid a guy who's got kids. Maybe he was in a 20-year marriage and the wife passed away and he's raising 2 kids. I mean, that's not enough of a grounds to say don't date them. Obviously, there's always special cases, and this is like an extreme special case. I just use that as an example, but you should get what I'm trying to say here. And really, all it is, she is bitter about her own choices, but spins it as wisdom. And the real takeaway is she's projecting her regret onto others. This really is for both men and women to take it as a sign to vet your partners carefully and avoid the emotional baggage of single parent dynamics. Well, guys, we definitely got a clear picture of the modern relationship dysfunction. From celebrating divorces to dragging exes through the mud online, the behaviors showcase here highlights the toxic dynamics created by biased family laws, feminist entitlement, and social media. And guys, the system isn't built for you. Courts favor women in divorce and custody cases, and society demonizes men for setting boundaries. Solutions is to protect yourself, avoid relationships with high conflict individuals, and focus on self-improvement. That means getting in the gym, eating healthy, building up your money, all of that type of stuff that we always talk about. And consider seeking partners in cultures where traditional values still thrive, or go on your own. You know, the world is your oyster. Make it into what you want. The choice is yours. You know, it's not about hating women. It's about recognizing the risk and making informed decisions. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video here today. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below on what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.